Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Taipei 2015, our 9th season of the Intel Extreme Masters, and our final stop before the World Championships in a couple of months' time in Katowice, of course in the Spodek Arena, where I'm sure there'll be thousands upon thousands of fans cheering on their favourite players in League of Legends and StarCraft 2. We're at StarCraft 2 Stage 2 today. Yesterday was the open brackets. We've moved into the group stages today. Let's check out Group A. We've already had 2 games in that group. It was a straightforward victory for HyuN in very, very quick fashion against the local man Sen with a 2-0. And of course, right here, we saw CJ and herO coming back from a map down to win 2-1. Kalaris has joined me on the desk along with Todd, and Susie's back as well. Gents, just to wrap up the first game, very impressive from herO in the end, but maybe it wasn't as impressive as we were expecting it to be. I mean, Sean thought it might have been a 2-0, I did as well. Why wasn't it?
Everybody was underestimating Polt. I think that's the problem as well.
Okay, so you think it was more underestimating Polt than it was maybe overestimating how good herO is?
The thing is, when 2 massive players like this go head-to-head, it's very easy, you know, to pick like the favorite and be like, yeah, he's gonna win with an overwhelming performance. But the 2-1 really doesn't surprise me. A few mistakes here and there I made maybe did, but overall it was solid enough performance out of him for me to be happy with it, I guess.
Yeah, he seemed pretty happy, Susie, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, but we could totally see the casters whenever they're casting the games. And yeah, Todd, you were pretty happy that Polt was winning that first game.
Yeah, anti-Protoss stuff going on.
Well, what are these
definitely
false accusations?
Okay.
Oh, come on. You can't lie to us. We see it all here.
It's already started, actually. Secretly, Todd is actually playing... He's not playing another game, he's actually playing Terran. That's actually what's going on.
That's not what's really happening, Polt. How are you supposed to complain about Terran if Protoss is always winning?
Oh, okay, yeah, I see how this goes now. Right, we're going to move on. We've got our upper bracket final in Group A. It's pretty much as we expected. It is HyuN versus herO. They have some form between them. They've played 4 times before, but as Sean rightly mentioned to him, herO's won all of these, so whether he's losing some in the practice house at CJ or not doesn't really matter. When it comes to these matches, herO has won all 4. That's going to be difficult, James, isn't it, to break that?
He almost lost one. If we go back to one of the highlights of 2014, of course, in the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship.
Indeed.
We all remember that. It was really good commentating.
If you don't say so yourself.
By one of the commentators, yeah.
One of them.
Not you.
Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, that was really, really close.
Yeah.
herO was able to win out in the end, of course. And also, interestingly enough, both of the other last times that they've met each other have been in the qualifiers for Intel Extreme Masters, both San Jose and also this tournament where herO has won as well. So, yeah, he has a very, very good odd of being able to win once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Todd, your thoughts on this particular matchup? It's, you know, in terms of, we didn't see much Protoss action yesterday. herO provides you that Protoss action today.
I'm pretty happy about it, but actually I rewatched their games from the qualifiers on the plane on the way here, and those games raised a lot of questions out of me. They had this one game on King Sejong Station where HyuN went into split map Swarmost and had absolutely 0 attempts to attack or do anything. He was literally trying to mine out his side of the map. And herO...
You're just saying this to wind me up now, aren't you?
No.
You've started on
I just realized
already.
it was probably happening, but that was not the original intention. And herO, he actually played really well against Swarmost, like for a guy who struggled a little bit against them in the past, you know, who lost to Snoot multiple times.
I was going to say, the 2 matches that he had against him really kind of made him go, okay, I need to figure this meta out. I can't cope with that if I'm going to be done like that every time. So he's obviously worked on that, hasn't he? Yeah,
definitely. And some of the questions that this game raised for me is maybe... He's HyuN playing this style because he thinks that Snoot did well against herO with it before and he wants to do the same, or maybe does he lack confidence in the matchup and that's why he's playing like that? And herO, at the same time, he played really well, but there was a lot of things that I saw that he could have done better. And he went into the very late game. You got a lot of Tempest, and it was a pretty nice game, even though it was Swarmost and Turtley. And I really hope we see something similar, at least in one of the games here, so that they can showcase how they have evolved with this.
I know how much you love Storm. I know how much you love them.
I adore Swarmost.
Absolutely. Who doesn't, really? No, you know what, though? Earlier in the interview, herO was saying that HyuN is now in the CJ Entis house, and he's been practicing with all the Koreans on that team. And as we know, they're all very strong players. And so maybe HyuN may have picked up a couple of new tricks before coming out to this event. And herO was actually telling us we need to keep an eye out for HyuN because maybe he does know something new than
we're actually almost ready for the game, but very quickly, I'm going to go around the three of you and get your predictions. Who are you going for, Susie?
As much as herO has been praising HyuN, I'm still going to go for herO.
Go for the safe bet. Yeah. Okay, James?
Going for herO, I think Protoss have also got themselves quite a few tricks recently in the matchup. I think that we're seeing a lot of Blink Stalkers all the time and really using that to its full potential, which herO can do. I think herO is going to be able to do very well here.
Quite a few tricks, and then you mentioned Blink Stalkers. It's like it's this new thing that we started using.
Prolonged production and never stopping that ever and never going into anything else. It's really, really good.
Okay. It's nothing personal, Susie. It's just about James. I just want to disagree with him, so I'm going to go for HyuN to win.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like Protoss this tournament. What's going on?
Wait,
really
so you're cheering for Polt, and then now you're cheering for HyuN?
Who says I was cheering for Polt?
Everybody here who was watching you?
I've got a few theories going on, one of which is that herO only wins in Intel Extreme Masters if the town that we're in starts with an S. Sao Paulo, you know, that worked, didn't it? San Jose worked as well. Singapore worked. So here he can't possibly win. And I'm also going to go with this one. Todd is actually betting against every player that plays against the Protoss because he thinks there's some sort of negative karma going on, so that the Protoss player will win. Let's find out in game number 2 of Group A whether that one holds true. With your commentary team this time of Maynard and Apollo.
Yes, thank you, Paul. G'day, guys. Welcome back. It's time for HyuN and herO, Apollo. Now, I got to say, with the commentary desk, minus Todd, I'm kind of feeling herO again on this one.
I'm feeling herO too. He's a world-class player in every part of the matchup that he's going to play, in every part of the matchups he can play as Protoss. HyuN, I'm more so interested to see what he can do. More so than seeing that herO's is going to dominate, I'm interested what can HyuN do.
Yeah, well, like we heard, he went Swarm Host against herO in the Taipei qualifier in the Asian finals. But it's been a very long time since since HyuN has beaten a Protoss in basically a tournament at all.
Yeah, he's got a losing record against Protoss and has done for a little bit now. And then he's lost versus herO on the way to playing in this tournament itself.
Yeah.
HyuN, I completely agree. When I asked herO the question, what do you think HyuN's weakness is? I was hoping he would say what I thought it was, and it is his over-aggressiveness. Because as a Protoss, you play super defensive, you lock down the types of aggressive plays that he can go for, and then you instantly win because he overcommits, he has a low drone count, a low economy, and then he just loses in the later stages of the game. That, I think, has always been HyuN's weakness, not just in Protoss games, against Terran and Zerg as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, HyuN, the Roach Master himself, we saw him play quite aggressively versus Snoot yesterday. But obviously, that's a ZvZ, that's a different matchup. But it does sort of show his play style. He's very in your face. He wants to keep doing damage the whole game, wants to be in your economy and denying your army movements and just keeping you on your side of the map.
It's funny because it's ironic that we say that, but if you think back to how herO lost versus Life against an aggressive Zerg player, so it can work two ways.
It can. Life Slings do have something special in their juices, though. In the bottom left here, from Team Roccat, this is HyuN. And in the top right from CJ Entis, we've seen him already, let's watch him again, it's herO.
All right, so Overgrowth, the first map here. You see a lot of early cannon rushes or potential cannon rushes from this map. Because you see, it's a small map, hatchery first quite common. But one of the tendencies that I've seen a lot from herO is that he always or prefers to go around Oracle into a third base. Very common build, and also on this...
He's definitely a Stargate Zerg PvZ player, and in the very few times I've cast him, it's been pretty consistent. And watching him on Pro League versus Zergs as well does tend to favor that quick Stargate after, you know, expanding and getting that Oracle out.
Yeah, he plays he almost plays every single game against Zerg the same way. He'll open up with Oracle and then we'll push his gateways into a third base. A few gateways, maybe 3, depends how greedy he wants to be. Around 3 to 4 gateways into a third base. Then he goes over to Blink, and that's where his Blink Stalkers come into play in the mid game, and he gets very aggressive and very assertive with this.
And Blink Stalkers have been working very well for herO recently in all matchups. I mean, this is something. His Blink control is out of this world. I was watching him, you know, I was up on the analysis desk watching him versus Polt. His control is incredible. A Blink Stalker with +2 is very hard to kill with anything from the Zerg army, really.
And especially on this map too, where the third base of a Zerg player is going to be. Force fields and Blink Stalkers, incredibly strong.
Absolutely. So HyuN obviously scouted this forge a little while ago. Knows that cannon rushes are a threat here. Does have his drones in position to try and just kind of bat away any shenaniganry like that. Doesn't particularly look like he's just trying to go for a hatchery block with the pylon here. It's a little bit over presumptuous, doesn't get it down, but just have to take the Nexus in home and be secure with the cannon back here.
Yeah, just kind of mutually agreed openings here. Threat of a cannon rush. HyuN said, okay, I've scouted with the drone very early on. I've seen the forge, spawn and pull down, then into the hatchery. And likewise, herO, forge out, and then just, okay, this isn't going to work, Nexus down.
And he sees that HyuN's completely gasless here. Nothing that he needs to worry about in the early game.
Yep.
It's going to be very, very standard. Not too much action in the early game here.
Yeah, nothing he needs to worry about, but also things he can push himself towards. What happens if he wants to go Zealot, Stalker, Mothership Core pressure towards the third base if there's no gas?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be tough to hold without roaches or, you know, with speedlings and that sort of thing, which is obviously need gas for. The third hatchery, like San, another player here, we're going to probably be seeing him later on during the cast. Incredible PvZ. Here's San gates, as we call them. The 4-gate Zealot pressure with the Mothership Core. Following up even with a Mortal Sentry. You can follow it up with a lot of things, and it really hurts. It's very hard to keep that third hatchery.
But in this game, we're not going to see that style today. As we've seen the Nexus coming down, and HyuN knows this too. For the next couple of minutes, it's Drone Kingdom. There's no threat whatsoever to HyuN in this game. The one thing you want to look for is a probe somewhere out on the map, if it's still around, in case when the time is right, come the 6-7 minute mark, that some type of attack can come, and he doesn't want that to happen, so that's what he'll look for. But apart from that, gates are drones.
That's right, and he's already doing it with his slow Zergling. Nice, just solid Zerg opening here from HyuN, being active on the map with his units, looking for those pylons. He's scouted all around the 30, Zergling still to the 4th, still scouting for pylons, being vigilant with it. Shift queuing, as every good Zerg should be doing. So proxies are always going to be a threat. So the 1-gate expand happening for HyuN after that forge. Just going to send a Zealot out and take that watchtower and just take it easy. Try and get as much map control as you can, which is tough with one Zealot, but it's just going to be chilling. He
may go all the way down to the hatchery to try to force some lings out, depending on how far he wants to go with that.
Yeah, looks like he can take the tower and go back. That's fair enough.
And there's the Stargate, as we expected to see coming out from herO. His favored choice in this matchup. Oracle can almost, I think we can say, guarantee drone kills.
You're guaranteed about 2 or 3, but it's if the other player can hold back from losing 7 or 8, then there's a problem.
And then there's the flip side too, is you know, the Oracle's great at defending your third base.
Yes.
It's great versus light units, which are Zerglings, and you're going to see a lot of Zerglings in the early stages of the Zerg matchup, so it's great.
Absolutely. Can't obviously engage queens too well, but, you know, if there's a queen out of position with low hit points from other pressure, you can finish her off, but I don't think we'll be seeing that. Cream spread going down here in front of the natural. And just, yeah, you're absolutely right. Just drones, only a couple lings out in the field, and yeah, the Oracle is going to be the first bit of action we're going to see once this thing heads down.
HyuN's Overlord has poked into the main base, spotted the Stargate, so he knows that the Oracle is going to be on its way.
Exactly. HyuN, I would imagine, would be studying herO pretty well. Plenty of televised herO PvZs have been happening lately with Pro League and GSL, SSL as well.
Over and over and over. And it's very solid. It's very stable. He always keeps his third base alive. That's the one thing I've noted a lot. He never loses the third base, no matter how aggressive you want to be. He will always defend it. And that's how Life lost in the first series that they played in the GSL. He tried to threaten that third base, knowing that it comes down early, but he couldn't stop it. And from there, he had to resort to something drastic, where he turned the rest of the series around.
And we talked about that earlier, the over-aggression, the undoing of Life in that one best-of-3. He did end up losing in the end to herO, but there we go. So the Oracle coming in here, 1 drone kill down, the Spore Crawler finishing just in time. So looking like he, oh God, nearly lost that Oracle there. Very lucky. Just got 3 drone kills, so very nice defense overall from HyuN.
Great understanding of how each other play. herO knows that he can get away with a 1-gate Stargate into the third Nexus. Incredibly greedy, very fast third Nexus, going to really power him up in the mid-game. HyuN also knowing, I can't break that, just settled down for a very fast layer and went straight towards the Hydralisk Den with an Evolution Chamber later. He is going to go for some type of Hydra push towards that third base, saying that if I can get enough Hydras out there fast enough, if I can deal enough damage, then maybe I can find myself in the lead. herO, I don't know how much he scouted, because he kind of needs to know he's playing against... Oh, he scouted the lair, but he doesn't know exactly when the lair was built. But he needs to know he's playing against a Hydra timing, and he needs to be able to get ready to defend it.
And he's going to have only gateway units, which are generally very horrible against against Hydras.
Which means his force fields need to be crucial, and he needs to start Blink as soon as possible to start to...
And he does.
Utilize Blink and his Stalkers to make the most efficiency he can.
So the all-powerful +2 Blink Stalker on the way for herO. Just sentries on the map for him right now. And he is unaware of this Hydralisk Den.
He's moving out to kind of pressure at this point, but he's walking into Hydralisk production. If he was to, for example, lose the Mothership Core, all his units are left out in the open. This is incredibly dangerous. A very bold move if he just kind of Force Fields does damage, gets out, it can work, but that's also a photon overcharge. He might not have energy for a second one off.
And if he loses these sentries, he sees the Hydralisks now. 3 Hydras going down, 1 Changeling snapped off there. Knows that more Hydralisks are on the way. There's no way that there's only 3 here. Just going to pressure the hatchery.
And then get out. He should not be really sticking around for too much longer. It's very dangerous if he comes down here.
He's going to poke. He's on creep here.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, there's Hydralisks and Queens. He's coming down his Force Fields. He wants to press the issue. More Hydralisks coming in. Nice Force Fields from herO so far. Keeping his Stalkers alive. They don't have Blink just yet. He's getting some hurt on. The drones have been pulled. Still keeping the Hydralisks at bay. Hydralisks trying to find a better position here. The Spore Crawler not really doing a whole lot, just detecting that False Overlord. Does not get the Mothership Core or anything like that.
Time to leave.
Yeah, he has to leave here. There's a lot of creep. The Zerglings don't have speed.
Core, he has to use the Time Warp.
Yep, so he doesn't have a recall here.
And he gets out. Good play there from herO. Very precise with his movement. Great Force Fields. Did damage. Didn't take too many losses. Did expend a lot of his sentry energy. Could have been a very dangerous situation there, but he played it right.
So when +2 and Blink finishes, he might go for another poke against the Hydras, but it's still, like you said, very dangerous. He'll stay to the edge of the creep. He won't go too deep unless he gets a little bit too much of a boner in this game, but I don't think that'll happen. Oh, here we go. He's going to take things easier here. He can blink away. The Lings on creep are always a danger with the Stalkers. So Muscular Organs going down for the Hydralisk here so that they can engage off creep a little bit better. Nice decision for that upgrade with HyuN. Not getting Groove Spines just yet. The Oracle of herO just looking for anything that he can do, keeping an eye on the number of hatcheries here. Stalkers still pressuring a little bit. They do need to give up that pylon. This position all but taken by HyuN. Not much you can do about this.
Very good harassment from herO. A lot of other Protoss players would be so scared to even get close to the Hydralisk once range is complete, and now we're very close to seeing the speed complete for them as well. But he didn't really lose to anything there, using Blink efficiently to poke in, poke out, not lose Stalkers. And it's better than just being, sat at home and just sitting there doing nothing with his units.
Yeah, if you have units and you're not using them, that's a waste. Absolutely.
Right,
you need to be pressuring. You got to force the Zerg to make units, otherwise he'll just make drones and you'll get overwhelmed. It's generally how the race works. Stalkers coming in now. Offensive blink by herO. He always offensively blinks and it always makes me go, ugh. Just always pressuring. More gateways going down for herO, +3 on the way as well. Hydralisk with +2, the very important scary +2 on the way for HyuN.
There's 32 Hydralisks.
That's just insane. It's the anti-gateway army. herO wanted to look into getting some splash damage of some sort here, Colossus or something.
herO.
He's got another hatchery kill here.
HyuN out of position.
Yeah,
there.
really well, nice. Very nicely done. There's a hatchery kill. Offensively blinking again onto creep. Knows that all the Hydras are here. Recalls back.
Absolutely beautiful unit dancing, and just the way that herO's controlling his units there. Always on the edge of a potential fight. Never takes a direct fight because he knows that 32 Hydralisks are pretty scary and he'll probably lose.
Look at HyuN's army supply.
Yeah.
He can't engage that.
And herO always using force as well. He caught HyuN out of position. He then punished him for being out of position and was able to pick up the force. Beautiful play.
Templar Archives on the way, so that all-important splash damage is going to come down for herO eventually. Offensively blinking against the Hydralisk here with some sentries. He's got nice force fields. These force fields have been really important for him all game long. There is a little bit of a hole here for the Lings, but enough +2 Stalkers to deal with it for now. He does thin out the army of HyuN a little bit there.
I can't believe he blinked like that. Very dangerous blink. He just jumped right in, and then he couldn't use the blink efficiently like he's been doing for the rest of the game. Force fields did help, and he did salvage some of the situation, but
yeah, it's his getaway.
Dangerous moment.
It's his getaway, and these Hydras do have muscle ornaments. They are speedy off creep.
Yeah.
Relatively, at least.
He has to keep really using these sentries well. Force fields are crucial when playing against so many units like he's doing right now.
Oh, there's another big blink there. Force fields going down. He read HyuN like a book there. Beautiful play from herO.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Wow. I'm
Very
always
good
flabbergasted.
defense.
He's so good at this game.
If the sentries weren't in that position, he didn't land those force fields, those units were going on the high ground and then would have to take a fight that he probably wouldn't have won.
Another offensive blink from herO. This one not as attractive. A lot of Zerg units here out the top of that creep. Plenty of roaches buffering. Nuts. A lot of Stalkers here with +3 getting some damage done. He's just blinking back and forth. Gotta give up this position of HyuN for now. Losing a couple sentries on the retreat. There's probably not enough Zerg units though.
Yeah, force fields are almost empty though, so it's very easy for HyuN to walk up that ramp now, but a new wave of Stalkers, and they do have +3 now, dealing a lot of damage.
They are very heavy hitting here. +1 armor on the way here. Looks like it was contaminated. Blinking forward against the Zerg, just on the edge of the creep.
We see the Infestation Pit coming in. I would love to see Infestors.
Yes.
If he was able to squeeze out Infestors in this game to trap these Stalkers, he'd absolutely destroy them.
I actually feel Swarm Host would be a pretty big mistake here from HyuN. He does like to make them, but Even though herO struggled against them in the past, Infestors are definitely going to be what's going to lock down these Blink Stalkers. Getting some hurt on from the high ground here. herO losing some units for free. Force Field's going down. Only traps one Roach there. So good engagement for HyuN so far. herO desperately wants to blink and do some damage into this 4th mineral line. Yeah. HyuN already with a lot of units in position. I don't think herO can do a whole lot here. Loses the Mothership Core as well.
Now he's lost the high ground vision. He can't attack from that position anymore.
That's right. So herO trying to get a 4th base. HyuN aware of that. Going up to Hive. So the more important unit's going to come down pretty shortly. Oh, big concave here for HyuN. Another blink on top of the top half of the concave by herO. He just doesn't have enough units for Polo. He has to pull back again.
Yeah, and his new base that he has to take is out in the open. Force fields, which he's been using for the entire of the game, and he's used them very well for the entire of the game, are not going to be as effective anymore.
And his sentry count is dismal right now.
Yeah.
His sentry count compared to the early... Oh! The pylon going down, a lot of Stalkers dying there. This Nexus is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
he doesn't have enough units.
This.
Yeah, this
he
is
does have Storm available though, but...
Yeah. Force Field's non-existent. Storm's going down on the Zerg army. The Hydralisks, the squishy units at the back getting stormed on. Is this too much from HyuN though? The blinks from herO have been so good this game. Probes being pulled, a lot of probes going down during this attack. But the +3 Blink Stalker is powerful enough to seal the deal here.
Can't believe they won that fight there. Powered through with their +3 attack.
They're just +3 Blink Stalkers, man. Even just +2 Stink Blink Stalkers can engage against Hydras. They look so attractive. Offensively blinking on a creep again. I can't believe he keeps doing this.
Yeah, this time actually, I think it's going to be all right, though. He's going to be able to pick up this gold base. HyuN very, very low in supply. Only Roaches left over. And unfortunately, he's lost the damage output from the Hydralisk, which he's used throughout the entire of the game. And
that engagement probably surprised a lot of people watching, including myself, with that much Zerg units going down to these Blink Stalkers. But now that herO has this army and the upgrades, doesn't even need Storm at this point. He can actually just engage the Zerg army right here, right now.
And this looks like herO in a really good position if he's able to control this well, which he is doing. Always dancing back, blinking back.
Yeah.
To deal a lot of damage to HyuN.
Just one little bit of damage here. Some probes actually with this army. I'm not sure why. Probably a miss hotkey there. But they are with the army of herO regardless. The 3rd hatchery is dead. HyuN knocked down to 2 hatcheries. That's dismal production for the Zerg. There's no way he's going to make enough to be able to handle with the reinforcement here of herO.
Yeah, he's got tunneling close to heal up these Roaches. But now he's on 2 bases, and hero's still on 3. Could easily take a 4th behind this, but I think he knows he's in a very good position. He keeps on walking, keeps him warping in aggressive units, keeps on adding to his Stalker count. 46 Stalkers.
My God, with +3 and +1 armor as well by now, surely.
I feel like I'm watching MC play.
Yeah. Oh my God. The burrowed movement's been very helpful for HyuN in all the series that he's played recently, but it is a game of numbers at this point. He's down to 2 hatcheries. He's trying to take his 3rd. herO knows that HyuN's only on 2 base, and he's getting further ahead here. He's just keeping HyuN on his side of the map. His 3rd Nexus is so safe. He takes a 4th behind this. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for herO. +3 attack on the way for HyuN, but obviously +3 has been done for herO for quite a while.
And what HyuN is looking to do now is just rebuild that Hydralisk count. He needs Hydralisk to fight against the Stalkers.
He's only got 12.
Roaches won't cut it.
40
only
Roaches.
12, and only on 2 bases, so he's only able to add in a couple at a time.
This is a nice move. Counter, nice, yeah. Just breaking off 4 Roaches, but the Blink Stalkers are so good at crossing the map here. There is actually no detection, so...
No, there hasn't been a robotics facility built in this game.
Yeah. I mean, he has a Stargate, so he can make an Oracle for detection at least, but maybe after seeing the burrowed Roach play, now he might make one. Yeah, he does. He's got one halfway done. Roach is coming in here, being very annoying. herO pulling back to protect that 4th Nexus because he knows that a big burrowed Roach snipe is something that he doesn't want to have happen. He's in a beautiful spot and he knows this here. He doesn't want to throw this game away.
The way that HyuN wins this and turns this around is with a wonderful engagement. He'd have to be spread out incredibly thin. And the reason why is because he needs to have every unit dealing damage, and he needs to evade the storms, because that's what herO is using to defeat the Hydralisk, because they're going to take a lot of damage from the storms. In a clumped up area, herO is going to be better because he can blink back individually and it's a little bit easier for him. And also the storms are going to land much easier. This is a bad engagement there for HyuN. Yeah, if he continues to push up here, that's beautiful for herO. herO's waiting to land those storms.
There's so many Stalkers behind these Stalkers at the front here. HyuN may be able to shave a little off the top, but there's a lot of meat behind this punch here. herO blinking forward again. This hatchery once again cancelled. I think that's the 10th time he's killed that hatchery this game or something.
If he fights up this ramp, he'll get absolutely annihilated.
Oh, HyuN pulling apart, turning another for the 4th Nexus here. But that is a 4th Nexus. I mean, that means herO does still have those 3. It is in a bit of trouble, but an offensive blink from herO could clean this up, and he will clean this up. Loses the Nexus in the meantime, though. Sun Templar with Storm.
Yeah, look at this beautiful cutting up of the army here. herO just says, okay, well, if you're going to split up your army to kill a Nexus, that's fine. I have money to rebuild it, but you will lose half your army, which he has done.
Look at the bank differences here. I mean, lots of minerals for herO. HyuN spending absolutely everything on roaches. He is spending some of his gas to get infestors, but these infestors are so late to the party.
It's too late. I definitely feel that he should have chosen to go infestors rather than the hive that hasn't really helped him. Plus reattack sure would help, but if he'd locked down herO's army in the mid part of the game when it was still an equal race, would have turned it in his favor.
Absolutely. So maybe a little bit too little too late here from HyuN. herO moving down towards that third hatchery again. It's actually just, the paint is just finished on his hatchery and it is going to go down once more. HyuN has no answer for this. A big offensive blink here from herO with his incredible stalker count. HyuN just leaving it. He can't engage it at all. He's just going to try and counter damage, but that's not going to go well for him.
Yeah, he knows that he can't fight this army heads up, and he's looking to sneak a win or steal a win in some other way, but minimal chances. Even Dark Templar coming out. There's no Overseer anywhere close.
No Overseer. Defensive DTs are probably going to be the death knell here for HyuN. herO can just blink back. He's killed 2 hatcheries again with his attack. The 4th of the goal, the 3rd just taken away, and I mean, HyuN is just out of options here at this point. Absolutely. These roaches, he's fighting as much as he can with what he's got. He's got Burrow, he's got +3, but he just doesn't have enough here. hero's just going to keep chasing him around. He's got much more mobile units. They're a lot faster. They have blink. Creep doesn't even matter at this point.
Not at all. This is a pickup win here for herO, but it was definitely closer than I thought it would be in this game. HyuN played aggressive, likewise did herO. But at the end of the day, herO's one.
And this will probably be the final engagement here. Fungal's going down. Big blink and giant storms here from herO. He doesn't even have to macro. This is an A-move victory here from herO. So strong. GG tapped out there from HyuN. And CJ enters as herO, takes game number 1 in this series.
Yes, he does. And looking rather well. Looking rather well there.
Rather sharp indeed.
I think it was very close, though. The fight that actually tipped the win in favor of herO was that one around the 4th base, but that could have gone either way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we get into game number 2, we're just going to take a short break, guys. Don't go away and don't miss game 2 between HyuN and CJ herO. G'day guys, welcome back to Intel Extreme Masters in Taipei. Game 2 between HyuN and herO, not far away. What a first game there from HyuN and herO. Both players very close, as you mentioned, but just that, maybe that one engagement really tipped things in the scales of herO there. Kind of snowballed.
It did, and that's what can happen when you lose a fight against Blink Stalkers, because it was equal for a very, very long time. I really think that if it was going to stay equal or push in HyuN's favor, it would have been the Infestors, but we talked a little bit about it in the break, is that even though if he went Infestors, it is the right tech choice, but it's also difficult to pull it off as well, because you do invest a lot to go for the Infestors. They're not cheap units, and you need a good amount of them. You need like at least 4 to 5.
And you need to kind of be on that high ground position with the Stalkers coming up the ramp to lock down a big solid fungal. Otherwise, they're just going to leave.
He can leave. He can blink around the fungals. It's not easy to grab a lot of Stalkers, but if you do grab a lot of Stalkers, that's when it becomes
Then you get up in his face with the Hydralisk, the DPS tearing apart the gateway units. He had the right idea. The Hydras, he knew that herO was going very, very heavy gateway. He's obviously seen herO play before, and he knows that a big Hydralisk count is really the way to counter him in the early game, and he did a great job of it.
A Hydralisk count a high Hydralisk count is how to beat herO and a lot of other Protoss players too, especially when they're on gateway heavy units and not going up to Colossus fast.
All right, in the top right here, losing the first map. Can he tie it up? This is Rocat's HyuN. And in the bottom left from CJ Entus, this is herO. Pretty
One
much
game away from round of 8.
He's actually very, very close. It's funny how, like, you have so much fun at these events, Apollo, the time just really flies. All of a sudden, you're at the round of 8 already.
Yeah. And it would be his 5th round of 8 at the Intel Extreme Masters. Very, very consistent.
Looking for his 4th title, and he's looking really good in form for it as well.
Whereas,
Expedition lost.
Yeah, Expedition lost. Let's talk a little bit about this map before we really talk about strategies evolving here. This is a very technical map. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's a little bit difficult on the way that it plays out for Protoss players, especially. You get the natural quite easy to take, but the third is going to be very difficult to keep alive. Unlike a lot of maps we've had in StarCraft history, the Zerg can get in between the second and the third, and you basically have to choose which one you're going to defend. And if you try to defend both, it's very difficult and very taxing on you. You need sentries on the high ground on both positions, you need to hit every force field, and you need to have enough units and cannons to be able to defend both locations.
That's right.
If you choose to defend one or the other, then if you defend one, HyuN attacks the other one. And it becomes kind of difficult in that way. And that may be the way that HyuN can play this out. But some other technical parts of this map as well. There's gold bases in the middle. You can expand towards the gold base and push closer towards the Protoss player. And here, we see a lot of units, a lot of drones coming down.
Yeah, he's feeling the cannon rush here from herO.
But it's not a cannon rush.
No, it's a gateway expand, so
and this
he doesn't know this, though. He hasn't seen it.
Very good for herO. I mean, I'd try to squeeze in a pylon or something. You've got to make him believe this. I don't know if you want to... I mean, it depends, right? If he throws down a pylon, he could try to sell the story even more. But I think he's content with having 4 drones off the line.
Absolutely. That's a lot of denied mining. This is 2 minutes into the game, Apollo. This is a lot of denied mining time here. And HyuN really just overreacting to this probe. Nexus going down, and he does see that there is no forge here at the ramp, so yeah.
One last thing about this map, there are a couple of what is it, like weeds, like grass that you can't see to the other side of. There's a lot of those around, so you've got to be very careful if there's a pylon on the other side to scout that. But not a very good start there for HyuN with 4 drones off the line. Yeah,
a little bit of an unfortunate start, but I mean, you were talking about sentries before on this map, how it's kind of tough to be defensive with 3 base, but it's also on the other side of the map, you can be offensive against the Zerg and lock them into their main, because that is one force field covered ramp on both sides of the main there.
That's right. I mean, you can force field, a warp prism type play could work out, force field inside the main base. You know, as far away as the 3rd base is for a Protoss player, it is also for a Zerg.
Yes.
So creep spread is going to be very important to push down the left-hand side there. If you think about the 3rd base for Zerg, kind of far away from the natural and main. If you're going to be building units and run out of lava on the 3rd, you're going to need to build them from the main and the natural, and it is far away.
It is, yeah. It's kind of the story for a lot of the new maps, barring maybe Vani. There's just a very difficult to get to 3rd to defend.
But pretty standard openings from both players, just the regular 3 hatchery opening from HyuN. And then you've got the gateway expansion play with a Stalker on its way out from herO to looking to deny the Overlord to then place his tech choice, whether it be robotics facility for that type of warp prism or a mortal push. And it is going to be that, so we might as well stick on this rather than talking about the other options. With this, it could be the warp prism play. He could go for the ramp, he could go for harassment into an immortal push. These are the 2 most common types of play.
Yeah, and there's not a huge rush distance on this map either, so immortal pushes are pretty scary, and not a very long distance for a warp prism to fly either. They are quite quick. The Overlord coming in here to have a bit of a look. The Stalker is obviously going to be looking for a snipe here, and HyuN smartly using this Zergling. As you mentioned, the grass, he needs to be aware of proxy pylons here.
Right.
They will be his downfall if he lets one get up.
Unfortunately for HyuN, he will not have eyes on inside the main base. The Stalker should deny any Overlord trying to go in, but he can look at the natural gases. So one of them's been taken, and there will be another one shortly. But what does that mean? He can't really tell exactly what it means. He may have to look at the ramp to see if there's a sentry been built, but there's also the Mothership Core trying to deny it. He has no idea what this is. It is going to be an Immortal Push, and there's a very specific answer to the Immortal Push. You need to be roughly in between 50 and 60 drones. 60 drones is pushing it as well. You may not be able to defend if you're at 60 drones.
That's too much
and anything less than 50, the Protoss player can really sit back and wait and build up an army because you have such a weak economy. So he needs to be in that level, but he doesn't know he needs to be in that level because he doesn't know what's going on. A Roach Warren is just coming down because he's clueless onto what this is.
Yeah, he's just trying to go safety first here, but I mean, Roaches Immortals are great against roaches. That's why they're here in this push. A lot of Lings coming down for HyuN. He smells something awry here.
Yeah.
He's making a lot of Zerglings.
I mean, the fourth gas was relatively late, but it's very difficult to know exactly what you're playing against just by the gases. This could be DTs for all he knows. He's absolutely no idea.
He's completely in the dark. He doesn't have an Overlord in that position, which is kind of strange to not have an Overlord there, to be honest.
Well, he stopped at 49 drones, which is actually very cautious of HyuN. It's just about the right number, as mentioned, in between 50 and 60. Now he's pushing up, though. Now he's gone to a lot more drones, so now he may be starting to look at over-droning a little bit, and this could be problematic.
Oh boy, 7 gateways going down for herO with those Immortals. This is going to be a very, very scary push here from herO.
Yeah.
HyuN just sort of containing a little bit here with the Ling, seeing what comes out. The Tastelope, always going to be safe against every unit in this game.
He's got no creep spread on the left-hand side of his third base, which is where the Immortal push should go. It should be a beeline up this left-hand lane towards that third base.
Yeah, exactly. He can go up the high ground there and then follow it all the way down. HyuN does have Overlords to be able to see this happen. He has the Lings at the front of the ramp as well, but he needs to have enough units.
Yep.
He's making so many Lings right now. He may be okay
Well,
here.
his drone count is in the 50 to 60 mark. It's at 58 right now, which is pretty comfortable. It is a little bit on the high end, but he may be able to hold this. He's going to push through now.
Straight up the guts.
It has to be a multiple angle defense from HyuN. He has to come from multiple angles. And funny enough, herO's going straight through the middle. I thought he'd maybe go towards the third.
I like this.
This is better for HyuN.
Yeah, and he's taking down the rocks. The Lings escaping from a rocky death there.
Yeah, slowing this push down, allowing him to squeeze out a couple more units.
Beautiful play from HyuN, using the map to his advantage. And he's out on creep. He's setting up a concave. He's ready for this attack, Apollo. He's got Lings at the back just in case to look for proxy pylons as well.
Yeah, proxy pylons, anything that's coming from behind here. But herO must attack if he goes through that middle on creep. He's swinging around to the right-hand side here. There's very little creep. Oh, HyuN. He doesn't know where this is.
And this is what we were talking about at the beginning of this map, Apollo. The back rocks making things tough for the Zerg in the main. It can be offensive as well.
He's just going to take over the main, and he can have that one force field on the ramp.
That's right.
HyuN's got no idea.
He's got enough at home. He's got 1 sentry and two zealots at home, and he's... Oops. Hello, I'm in your main. The force fields go down.
And now it's a complete counterattack. At this point, herO needs to warp in a lot of sentries at home. All his gas needs to be into sentries.
That layer is all but dead.
Okay, he can't build sentries. He doesn't have enough gas, and this has become very awkward. He's going to have to recall back to the main base.
Yeah, otherwise he's going to have a very, very sticky base race here. He does recall to the natural here. Lings heading up into the main. The Roaches and Lings doing a bit of damage. The Immortals here, and the Zealots especially, going to clean it up very quickly.
All right, so he cleans it up without really taking too much probe damage. And to be honest, I think that was a pretty good clear from herO. He's picked off one of the 3 bases of a Zerg player. When a Zerg player is looking to defend against this type of Immortal push, he needs as much production as you can physically get. You need as much love as you can get. You need as much money as you can get. He's lost drones, and he's lost that third hatchery. Very smart decision for herO to say, okay, I'll pick off one base, I'll come back, and then go again.
And meanwhile, herO's production hasn't really taken a hit here at all.
No,
HyuN is down a hatchery. He doesn't have lava being produced at all. He doesn't have queens injecting on that extra hatchery. He's 2 versus a very, very scary Protoss army. A lot of zealots here. Plenty of sentries left over as well. 8 sentries on the map. That's heaps of force fields.
And herO's looking to push towards his next tech here, which is the robotics base. So he's going to poke forward again. And if HyuN does start to defend it, he's going to get Colossus out, which obviously just instantly killed Zergling's Roaches.
Nice little run by here. HyuN getting into the main, well, into the natural with the Lings, and there are a lot of Roaches coming in as well. Trying to pull herO back again, and he succeeded. herO needs to come back to defend this. Sentry's going down, nice little pickoffs here, but HyuN's going to donate a lot to this attack, and he needs to get a lot done with it, but will he get enough done with it?
Very similar to the first attack. He's not getting the production, and he's not getting the economy. He's just kind of walking around this base without doing anything.
And he's losing a lot of supply.
Is buying time. But what exactly is he buying time towards?
For Hydralisks.
Exactly.
So he's trying to get the Hydras up, but herO is already getting ready for the Hydras. He's getting the Twilight Council,
and he's got another attack planned up here, Maynard. See, on the right-hand side, he again is going to throw these units away to try to get towards the Hydralisk. The Hydralisk is the best unit to deal with these type of gateway attacks.
Yeah, Hydras and Lings.
But will he buy enough time? Can he do it? He knows the movement out is going in, so he must go in again. If he brings herO back one more time.
Yeah, he could get the time he needs. 11 Hydras on the way with a Spire. The Roaches trying for it again. herO not taking the bait this time.
No. He should lock from his main base now then. If he's going to sack this base, force field this ramp all day, every day.
Yeah, he's got a third Nexus going up. HyuN is aware of it though. A lot of Spine Crawlers here. The drone's being pulled. And this, well, I mean, the natural of HyuN's in big trouble, but the real story is HyuN going to survive? And will he have a home to come home to?
Unfortunately, the Hydrals are popping out and from different locations. Only 4 of them popped from that third base. They got instantly killed. HyuN was very close to getting the right amount of units out and the right unit, but he's missed that opportunity now. And we're essentially locking up this main base. HyuN can kill the second, but he's going to lose everything in return.
He is indeed. He has no answer for the Protoss army, and the Protoss army is going to continue its march of death, Apollo. Force fielding in the main.
Yeah, he missed the force field quite badly there. As you see, the left-hand force field completely missed it, but he knows he's in a perfect position to take this one. And if things get too difficult here, well, actually...
8 meters on the way.
I'm looking at this for herO. I thought his mothership core was still with him, which he could instantly recall back to the Nexus. So
this is actually...
He doesn't have a mothership core.
This is getting really weird and messy, Apollo.
He is starting to lose his structures, so he's managed to escape with 8 of his probes in a warp prism that is very low. If the Mutalisk kill the warp prism in the center of the field, very important to keep this alive.
I think that the Mutalisks may actually come in and support this attack. Oh, just missing that warp prism. And the Hydras are coming in here, really putting the hurt on to herO. So, I mean, herO has a supply advantage, but he has lost a lot of probes. Pretty much every probe he's lost.
Yeah, apart from 8 that he's got in that warp prism. To basically simplify this, if 2 armies meet, Zerg versus Protoss, Protoss wins easily.
Yes.
What HyuN is trying to do is eliminate all structures. What herO must achieve now is build around his army, rebuild a Nexus, but with his army. He's got to be very careful not to be eliminated in this game, though. He doesn't have that many structures left, especially considering the fire rate of the Zerg.
He has a warp prism full of probes, which the Mutas are very, very much looking for.
If they snipe the warp prism with the probes in, it's over.
Exactly, and he's going to build a Nexus here in the natural.
Yeah, with his army. Very smart.
And there's actually nowhere for HyuN to go. Has he knocked those rocks down at the top? I actually think he hasn't knocked the rocks down, so...
He can kill off all the structures in the main base and then escape from the back.
Indeed. Force field's going down. He's losing all his structures in the main, but yeah, like you said, he's got the army that will seal the deal here. He just has to lock down his Nexus and not lose it to the Zerg. He doesn't know about the hatchery in the top right and the top left. He knows about the one in the top right. The Zealots were up there, but they got shooed away by the Mutalisks. The Mutalisks coming through the middle of the map here.
Yeah, herO...
His Nexus has been left alone.
Yeah, he's going to leave it. He's going to cancel and then rebuild a Nexus somewhere else. He's going to give this position away and then try to pick off some of the hatcheries that are on the other side of the map.
Yeah, he's heading across, and HyuN knows that this hatchery is dead. herO has his crosshairs set on this.
I mean, one mistake from herO and he's eliminated right now, so he's got to be very careful to rebuild a structure if he's going to cancel this Nexus.
This game's gotten weird. A lot of drones trying to escape there, but the force fields say no, and he's got a lot of units flanking them as well. These drones are all dead. How many drones has he got left? He's only got... That's it.
He's got one drone left, and then he's got one from the hatchery he could cancel, but he isn't going to cancel that. He's got one drone left in the center of the map.
So only one hatchery left. Only 2 extractors and 1 hatchery left for HyuN. As structures go, the Muta's coming in for a shot. There's actually not a whole lot of anti-air here.
Nice micro. He didn't lose a single Mulus, and he picked off a Zealot and a probe there.
Very nice. Now herO is in a weird kind of position. He can't leave that Nexus.
Yeah, he can't leave the Nexus, but he also needs to eliminate his opponent. So like I said, still, if armies meet, herO easily wins.
But will the armies meet, though?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what HyuN's hoping for here.
Sees it. This hallucinated Phoenix.
Yeah. So what does he do? I mean, if he sends out a squad of units, then the Mutalisk can pick up the squad of units.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to do the same again. He's going to move over to that hatchery, pick it off, cancel the other Nexus while, well, trying to rebuild it. But remember, if he cancels that Nexus right there without building another structure, he loses.
He loses.
That is his last structure.
That's the last condition.
So he has to rebuild a pylon.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, he's going to have to rebuild a pylon in a second. Or okay, in the simulator it is.
Yeah. Takes the assimilator. Cancels the Nexus, keeps those minerals, but he can't make another Nexus here.
No,
That's
no
it.
longer any Nexus. It always has to be another structure, so he will always be revealed from now on.
Uh-oh! The extractor on the siege here from the Roaches. What's he going to rebuild here?
Anything, man. Anything you can build. A pylon gets put down.
There we go.
herO's revealed, so every structure can be hunted down now by the Zerg.
And he has Mutalisks as well.
He's got to
hatchery.
He has to build a pylon with his army.
And the extractor's actually on the other side of the map, Apollo. This might actually work out for HyuN here. The Mutalisks are going to get that pylon.
He's built another one. He built another one with that probe.
Yeah, and it's with his army. Very smart.
There's another extractor to the far left-hand side, as you say.
Yeah, and
quite
he's scouted
a weird race here between the two.
It is. HyuN and herO don't have enough resources to drop anything important.
So now
here.
he needs to build another structure. He's got to build another pylon. Okay, it's going to be an assimilator this time. and he has time to do that once more. For HyuN, on the other hand, though, he only has that extractor left. That is his only structure left. But look, the mules are fast. He's going to go for the assimilator.
Here we go.
There can be another one drop,
He can drop another one in the natural here, and he will.
Yeah.
And it's looking like herO is going to have this here. He's got to get that extractor down as soon as possible.
Yeah, herO should be able to pick it up.
This will be GG.
Yeah, it should be able to pick it up. The other assimilator shouldn't die. There you go.
GG. herO wins that incredibly intense base race there. That was so close.
And if you think about just the core strategy versus core strategy, that was an easy win for herO. But HyuN dragged it out, found the possibilities, and again, very similar to game number 1, tried to sneak a win. Tried to grab it and steal it away.
He did, and what an intense series. That was some damn entertaining StarCraft.
Yeah.
And,
he could have lost that there. herO could have lost that game.
Yeah. This, of course, means that herO goes to the round of 8. He's through on groups, having 2-0'd his opponent, and 2-1 Polt.
Yeah, his 5th round of 8 now, herO, and he'll be joining us for a winner's interview very, very shortly. Definitely wondering if you felt nervous or pressured on that last game. If you didn't drop another assimilator, it was over. You always had to be very careful not to cancel a structure before rebuilding one, because that could have cost him the game as well.
And I like that he went for a simulator there, because he knew that he could make 2 assimilators or 1 pylon. That was his choice. He only had enough minerals for the 2 assimilators, and that won him the game. If he made a pylon, he would have lost.
Which means now as well, though, HyuN has to drop down to the lower part of this group and have to play for elimination.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward, not a position you want to be in. Obviously, you want to be on the winner's match, but...
And that'll be our decider match too. So it's going to be HyuN versus, I'm not too sure which one that's going to be, but either way, it's herO that picks up the win and moves on to the round of 8.
That's right. And we're going to go over to the analysis desk with another interview with CJ Entus's herO.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we are joined once more by CJ Entus herO, who's coughing rather loudly right now. We've all just lost our ears. Well done, congratulations. Let's talk about game 2 first, because what a crazy game.
게임 2 때 무슨 생각하고 있었어? 끝에 가서?
그냥 재밌다 하고 있었어요.
I asked him, what were you thinking at the end of game 2? And he was like, oh, this is a lot of fun. And he was like,
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So it wasn't stressful? You weren't worried?
막 걱정되던지 막 스트레스 받고 그런 건 없었어?
네, 그냥 상경기 어차피 있기 때문에 그냥 그 게임
재밌어서 즐기고. It didn't matter. I was having a lot of fun, because even if I lost it, we were going to go into game 3 anyway, so there was no stress or worry, just kind of enjoying himself.
Okay. Well, we were quite stressed back here. What were you thinking, Todd?
I was watching from behind him, and I was probably a lot more stressed than he was, than if he was relaxed and having fun, because he was very close to getting eliminated, and at some points, he had one of those games, actually, at some points. I remember, I forgot which tournament, but he was, I think, against Polt, maybe.
Polt, yeah.
And like, he lost, even though I think he should have won that game. So now I was starting to believe the same thing might happen. I was really worried for him, but somehow he kept his cool and just made it work.
Yeah, indeed.
본인은 너 게임하는 거 뒤에서 보고 있었는데 자기가 스트레스 받았었다고. 그러면은 현이랑 이런 경기 한 적 있어? 전에?
네, 석현이 형이랑 그때 칸토비치에서 폴라나이트에서 이런 경기 했었던 것 같은데.
He said actually back because I asked have you done a game like this before with HyuN? He was like, I'm pretty sure at Katowice on Polar Night there was a game like this where they went back and forth the base race.
서로 공격적이어서 이런 경기가 많이 나온 거.
He's like, they're both very aggressive players, so they actually get a lot of these kinds of games when they practice too.
Yeah, it's funny actually. I was going to ask you, did you go into game 1 against HyuN thinking I'm going to be really aggressive, knowing he would be really aggressive as well? Was that always the plan?
1경기 들어갔을 때 어차피 석현이도 공격스럽게 할 거니까 나도 공격스럽게 해야 되겠다라는 생각으로 들어갔는지.
일단 공격적인 플레이에선 제가 꿀릴 것이 없기 때문에 제 플레이를 했고, 그 전에 게임으로 들어와서 이제 제가 페이크를 약간 넣었는데 그게 잘 통해서 경기가 유리하게 흘러가서.
He said if they went both really aggressive, he was probably going to lose, and so he just kind of played the way he would have. And in the middle of it, he kind of did like a fake out, and he feels that HyuN took it, and he was able to bait him out and win the game.
But I wonder, actually, like looking at the build orders in both games, it really felt like herO knew something about HyuN. Like, how much have they been practicing together? Because in game 1, it really felt like he knew that, for example, HyuN was going to go into a Hydralisks, and he chose to go for the massive blink attack on 3 bases, big pressure, even though it's very risky and it's very hard to pull off. It kind of felt like, he was saying, I'm ready to rise up to the challenge and somehow make it work, and then he went for it. And then game 2, he opens gateway and he sends a probe as if he was cannon rushing.
I was going to say, it looked like a cannon rush. Did he actually? I want to know whether herO.
All right, guys, you're asking a bunch of different questions here. But I mean, first off, about game one, just wait, reiterate your question.
Just how much have they been practicing together? Because it really felt like right now he knew exactly how HyuN was going to play, and he totally blew his mind somehow and won the mind games.
딱 1경기, 2경기 보면은 왠지 석현이가 뭘 할 거라는 거를 딱딱 벌써 알고 있었던 것 같은 느낌이 들었다 하는데 둘이서 CJ 숙소에서 얼만큼 연습을 했는지 그리고 진짜 그런 느낌이었는지.
제가 약간 팀킬을 잘하는 것 같아요. 팀킬을 잘하는 것 같아요.
He said he's actually really good at team kills.
Yeah.
So.
제 머리는 모르겠는데 손이 저절로 맞춤을 하고
Maybe not so much he's thinking it, but his hands just kind of go automatically to team kill members. So it was just like an automatic magic fingers kind of thing, I suppose.
Okay, and I want to know whether he on purpose wanted HyuN to think he was doing the cannon rush game 2.
그다음에 이 경기 때 캐논 러시 할 거라는 것을 약간 생각하게 게임 플레이 한 건지.
네, 그것도 이제 팀킬을 잘하는 비결이에요.
That's also
that's also a team kill thing.
A part of his team kill mentality. Yeah.
Okay, well, congratulations again. You're through to the round of 8 once more at the Intel Extreme Masters. Fantastic field of players yet again. Who in the rest of the groups do you fear most? Who do you not want to play? I know you didn't want to play HyuN, but you've beaten him now. Who else do you not want to play right now?
이제 8강까지 올라왔고 현이랑 붙기 싫다고 아까 하긴 했지만 지금 이제 딴 조에 있는 선수들 중에 누구랑 제일 만나기 싫어?
전에도 말했었는데 이제 푸푸전이 그나마 자신 없는 건 아닌데 변수가 많기 때문에 하기 싫고 그 중에서도 윤종이가 교과서적인 플레이로 되게 잘해가지고 윤종이랑 좀 하기가 싫어요.
Okay, so he doesn't want. It's not that he's not good against Protoss, but it's got so many variables. He's like, I don't really want to face other Protoss. Among all the other Protosses, he doesn't really want to face Rain.
Right. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because he was good in San Jose as well, but you won against him.
어차피 샌호세에서 윤종이 만났을 때도 이겼는데 왜
걱정되냐? Easy here, easy.
왜 걱정이 되는 거야?
푸푸전은 그때 이겼다고 해서 그 기세를 이어갈 수가 없는 게 항상 생각해야 되는 게 너무 많아가지고.
He was like, even if I won in San Jose, you know, Protoss versus Protoss, there's so many variables that I can't ever think that I'm going to be good at it.
PvP. Yeah? PvP.
PvP는 완전 50대 50이라고. 그거는 자기도 그렇게 생각하니까.
Coin flip. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
he has
so
no
I mean,
idea
even
what you just did.
no. I explained it to him. But no, that's what he was saying. He's like, even if I beat Rain, then it doesn't mean anything at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you, herO. Congratulations. herO making his way through to yet another quarterfinal, and the round of 8 beckons for our current reigning Intel Extreme Masters champion. We'll be back after the break to find out who else advances through from Group A. Will it be Polt or will it be Sen? Or will it be HyuN? We'll find out after the break.